near side. Dakota. Hey, shoots and scores a rocket slammer from the right wing dot. And the Penguins make it 2-1. Penguins turn and steal. They come right back to the Rangers. Did Jeffrey near side in between. Swing a shot. Up over. Lundqvist went down. And he scored. Pascal Dupuis. More cases than Mercy Hospital. Here it's jammed along by Dupuis. Came across Kennedy.
Tonight at Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, it's a 7 o'clock face-off. The Pittsburgh Penguins trying to make it 11 straight wins as they take on the New York Islanders. And with that, I want to welcome in Eddie Olczyk. It's a Friday. Eddie-O, how are you today? What's going on?
What's up, Stevie? EJ, how you guys doing, buddy?
Doing good. Really good here.
You're home today, huh?
Yeah, I got a couple of days out this weekend, so I'm looking forward to it, reintroducing myself to my family, and
Nice.
enjoying a couple of days off before getting back to work on Monday when the LA Kings will be in Chicago on Monday night.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, Edzo, getting ready for the Penguins and the Islanders. I get all these tweets from Penguin fans wondering about this player, that player at the trade deadline. What do you think the Penguins need to address at the deadline coming up, if anything? Pretty hard to pick something right now when they won 10 in a row, right?
Well, it's very hard, Stevie. They're going on all cylinders and being in there. I guess it was this last Sunday when they beat the Boston Bruins for the second time in less than 5 days. So getting a chance to meet with one of my former teammates, now the head coach of the Penguins, of course, Danny Bilesma, just talking about how his team is. They've got an attitude, and they've. Remember that one crazy Saturday night game in Montreal was 6-5, 7-6, whatever the game ended up being, where even though it was a really crazy game, you kind of felt that game, they did a lot of good things. They gave up 2 late goals in the second period, but you kind of felt that they were just on the verge of coming out of it. And Brandon Sutter, who's played extremely well, scored the game-winning goal, and Carey Price, but they're going on all cylinders. They're winning high-scoring games. They're winning the close, 2-1 games, the hard games like the games against the Boston Bruins. If anything, I mean, the only question mark that I've had with this team, Stevie, to answer your question directly, was, can they defend when push comes to shove? And that's the only question mark that I might have. So I guess if you're going to zero in, you think they have enough offense, if healthy, but, can they defend in their own zone? And I think Mark Eaton has come in and done a really good job, but I would imagine that maybe the back end, like probably 20 other teams, will be looking at defensemen.
Yeah, you never have enough defensemen to when you get ready for the playoffs. And, speaking of defensemen, one defenseman who I think is really, we always knew he was good. I mean, he got the big money in the summer is Ryan Suter. And I think he's really found a comfort level now in Minnesota. And he has been a big part, in my mind, of how the Wild have really turned a corner. They're leading that division now, playing great hockey. You just saw the Wild the other night against the Red Wings. Give me your thoughts on the Minnesota Wild. Are they for real right now, or are they just hot?
No, I think that that's a team that has made a lot of changes. Getting some cohesiveness, I think, is the word that Mike Yeo, the head coach of the Minnesota Wild, used the other night to us on our NBC Sports Network game. Finally being able to roll lines out there, get that consistency, getting those guys adapted to the system, getting consistent goaltending. But you talk about Ryan Suter, I just think that, after, a tough start, nobody plays more in the National Hockey League, nobody averages more ice time, 27 plus minutes a night. But talking to Mike Yeo about Ryan Suter, look, you get a chance to see guys when you're on the opposing team, but you really get a true appreciation for what they are every single day. And Ryan Suter has been everything that the Minnesota Wild would want. He plays in every situation. He has that experience. Playing with the youngster Jonas Brodin, I think, has helped him along, and he's going to be a dynamite young defenseman for the Minnesota Wild. The one thing that Mike Yeo kept going to, EJ, was the leadership aspect of Ryan Suter, and it's a domino effect. And when other players see how he works and competes and understands that, hey, maybe the offensive side of the game isn't going well, but the defense isn't going to lag, or a guy like Zach Parise or Mikko Koivu. I mean, those type of guys, it's infectious, and I think that the impact that Ryan Suter's had on that back end, because he just goes in the door, it's like a revolving door down there at the defensive end. He goes in and he comes right back out, and no better feeling as a head coach to be able to have a guy that's going to play pretty close to half the game, and you know exactly what you're going to get each and every night. So, long-winded, absolutely. I think the Minnesota Wild are our keeper, and they're certainly for real and got a real good thing going now. I mean, Setaguchi's got, 11 goals now? Take a, just kind of get that scoring depth that they need. I mean, that's the one thing. I mean, they're not, I'm not going to say they're going to score a lot of goals. I mean, I think they're going to generate, but, scoring is a battle for them. And what they have, maybe 2-3 games ago when they scored 6 in Colorado, was like, let's have a parade here. I mean, 6 goals in the game for the Minnesota Wild. So I like their team a lot, and I think it starts with the guy behind the bench, because I think he's done a really good job with a lot of the changes. And look, there's a lot of pressure, too, when you bring in guys take the salaries out of it, but that is certainly is a part of it. But when you bring in 2 guys that have been around and had great success in this league, it's a lot of pressure on the coach for sure, and I think he's done a really good job.
Enzo's second game here on NHL Network, got the Anaheim Ducks against the Detroit Red Wings. You got a chance to see the Ducks, and also facing off against the Chicago Blackhawks.